What's up, Bears Nation? This is the Bears News Fan Report bringing you the latest and hottest updates on our Chicago Bears. First things first, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any videos. Now let's get straight to the point because this move could define the future of our franchise. Let's cut to the chase. The Bears have a chance to secure a Pro Bowler to protect Caleb Williams and completely change the franchise's direction. Eric McCoy, the Saints center, is within reach, and New Orleans' financial situation might force a trade. But the big question is he worth a third-round pick for a player who has dealt with injuries? Behind the scenes, Dan Roushar, the Bears' new offensive line coach, has already worked with McCoy. The connection is there. The talent is, too. With 81 career starts and a PFF grade of 94.2 in 2024, McCoy could be the missing piece to solidify protection for our future QB. But what if we don't get him? The risk of relying on inconsistent pieces like Lucas Patrick and Coleman Shelton is real. Meanwhile, Ben Johnson continues his strategy of poaching talent from the Detroit Lions, targeting Levi Onwuzurike and Dan Skipper. Is strengthening the O-line with former Detroit players a masterstroke, or just a desperate attempt to copy a rival? Now, we want to know, would you approve a trade for McCoy, or would you rather go all in on a different option? Drop your thoughts in the comments and subscribe to Bears News Fan Report so you don't miss any updates on the Chicago Revolution. But hold up, Bears Nation, because the revolution doesn't stop here. If McCoy is indeed chosen to anchor the offensive line, we still have another dilemma. Is Ben Johnson building an empire or just recycling Detroit Lions pieces? Rumors suggest that Chicago could sign Levi Onwuzurike and Dan Skipper, two veterans who know Detroit's system inside and out. Onwuzurike brings the versatility every defense needs, playing both as a defensive tackle and nose tackle. His PFF grade of 70.2 and experience could add much-needed depth to our front seven. But is he really worth the $8 million per year that's being rumored? Meanwhile, Dan Skipper is a 6 feet 10 inches giant who could be a weapon in pass protection and impact plays. Remember when he even caught a touchdown pass under Ben Johnson's system? Imagine that weapon being used here in Chicago. But let's be honest, he's coming in as a backup. Is he worth the investment, or are we just grabbing players who shine only in specific systems? And here's the real question. Are the Bears actually getting stronger, or are we just weakening a direct rival? Stealing talent from Detroit might be a strategic move, but could also backfire if these players don't perform outside the system they thrived in. And what about the defense? The Chicago Bears made a bet by extending an RFA offer to Chris Williams, a player who had a solid year, but nothing revolutionary. Is relying on a rotational DT enough to strengthen our defensive line? Yes, $3.25 million is a reasonable price, but wouldn't it be better to invest in a game-changer to pair with Montez Sweat? Here's the bottom line. Do we need players who make an immediate impact, or are we just playing it safe? Now it's your turn, Bears fans. Is trading for McCoy and following Ben Johnson's strategy the right move, or should we aim for bigger names to truly transform this franchise? Comment below, and don't forget to subscribe to Bears News Fan Report for more explosive takes like this. As a Bears fan, here's my take. These moves feel bold but come with clear risks. The idea of bringing in Eric McCoy excites me. The guy is a Pro Bowler, has experience, and could finally break our curse at the center position. But the big question mark is his health. If he's healthy, getting him for just a third-round pick would be a steal. But if he can't stay on the field, we're wasting a valuable asset on yet another injury-prone player. Regarding Ben Johnson's strategy of raiding the Detroit Lions, I appreciate the aggression, but with reservations. Levi Onwuzurike has potential, but is he really worth $8 million per year? His impact on the defense isn't something that will transform the unit overnight. And Dan Skipper. Man, I love the idea of having a massive tackle, but he's a rotational player, a backup. If the contract is cheap, fine, but I don't expect him to be a game changer. Then there's Chris Williams. A solid player, but far from the piece we need to take this defense to the next level. If we're keeping him at the right price, fine. But this safe bet mentality has burned us in the past. I want to see the front office go big and bring in real playmakers. At the end of the day, I support the McCoy trade, I think he can be a pillar for the offensive line. As for the Lions additions, I'm 50-50 because I don't want the Bears to become a recycled version of Detroit. And honestly, do we want a team that competes for a Super Bowl or one that just patches up holes? Ryan Poles needs to prove he's building a real contender, not just playing it safe. Now I want to hear from Bears Nation. Are you confident in these moves, or do you think we're making the same mistakes as always?